Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Samina Pasha to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Samina Pasha's words. Today we'll begin by talking about the PTI gathering that took place in Lahore at the Rawalpindi location. We'll cover what was discussed in that meeting, which leaders spoke, and what important points were made. A 90-day ultimatum has been given by Mr. Awami Lens. We'll analyse that thoroughly. We'll also look at the unusual aspects of this entire journey, things that haven't been seen before. You'll be able to tell whether this was a genuine movement with sincere activities or if it was a fixed match. That too we'll discuss. Additionally, we'll talk about a certain uncle who recently became quite famous. His video went viral, and the moment I saw it, I thought, this uncle is in trouble now, and surely the police did come to his house. Then another video of his emerged. We'll share what was different between the two videos. Maulana Fazlur Rahman held a very important press conference today. He has finally expressed a desire for change in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. We'll cover that too. Also, Mr. Shahbaz Sharif shared a joke today. We'll share that as well. So there's a lot to talk about in this vlog. I request you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now let's begin. The caravan that started from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa passed through Islamabad's KP House, then continued via GT Road, stopping at different locations, finally reached Lahore. In Lahore, it directly arrived opposite Rawalpindi near Jati Umrah. Imagine, they say, we found shelter, but where? So just think about it. These are the same people who face issues as soon as they reach Attock Bridge. They travelled all the way through GT Road and entered Lahore without any problem. And then, which location did they choose? Right in front of Rawalpindi at Jati Umrah, a grand event was held, with a lavish dinner and even a Qawwali night. What was all this? Ostensibly, it was said that various parliamentary members were gathering for consultation and that a plan of action would be announced. This plan is supposedly going to be announced in a press conference scheduled for around 11:30 a.m. today, so by midday, we'll know what they intended. But even before that press conference, there are numerous questions in people's minds. And when you gather all the questions together, the answers start to become clear. Let me share those questions with you. But first, let me tell you about Mr. Awami Lens. At that event, he addressed the parliamentarians present and made some very significant statements. First, he said, I am giving a 90-day ultimatum. After 90 days, either Imran Khan will be released and present among us, or I will quit politics. This was quite strange, because Imran Khan hasn't made any mention of 90 days. He has said that a protest plan will be announced this week and the movement will begin, peaking on August 5th. So where did this 90-day narrative come from? Secondly, Awami Lens said that even if people, including his own party members, object, he will not tolerate his workers being shot at. He said, if someone shoots, I will shoot back. Whether people agree with me or not, this is my right. I won't just sit back silently while my workers are being fired at. Now, this statement again raises concerns, especially because Imran Khan avoids using violent language. Then why is Awami Lens saying this? In fact, in the past, Alima Khan, Imran Khan's sister, had tried to clarify his statement, saying that wasn't his intention. But he keeps repeating this. This is risky because, God forbid, if violence does break out, whether initiated by their own people or infiltrators, it could be pinned on PTI, and his own words would be used as evidence. People could say, look, even their CM from KP said he would shoot. This can be weaponized against PTI, painting them as armed and violent. So what's the point of repeating such statements? Thirdly, he criticized the establishment, saying, what system have you installed in the country? It's like semi-martial law. Now, the most discussed part is the 90-day ultimatum. People were expecting a clear plan from PTI leadership, especially after the recent hype and momentum. But instead of announcing the start of a movement leading up to August 5th, Awami Lens comes in with this unrelated 90-day statement, seemingly deflating the movement's momentum. Some other interesting aspects of this event include the host of this grand Lahore event at Jati Umrah was Mr. Mirza Afridi. This same Mirza Afridi has recently been under heavy criticism, with rumours that he wants a PTI Senate ticket. Many believe this event was hosted just to win favour with KP parliamentarians who will be voting. Also, he might be trying to oblige Awami Lens. Some are now questioning whether this event was a form of bribery. If he does get the Senate ticket, it will be seen as highly controversial. If not, that's a different story. But if he does, people will think he bought it with this extravagant event. Let me go off topic for a moment here. I've noticed, honestly, just how rotten Pakistan's election system has become. Even the Senate elections are filled with money dealings. Votes are bought, majorities manipulated, positions traded. Every party tries to get more senators than they deserve. Even the elections for Senate chairman and deputy chairman involve such corruption. If a constitutional amendment is proposed, buying votes begins again. And to become a member or senator, money plays the biggest role, regardless of one's capability, ideology or merit. This is, unfortunately, common in almost all parties. The capable and ideological people get left behind and the wealthy buy their way into positions. This even applies to reserved seats. Again, money plays a role, and we all saw what happened in the 2024 National Assembly elections. Frankly, Pakistan desperately needs electoral reforms. Reserved seats, except perhaps for women under a quota system, should be abolished. Senate elections should be either removed or restructured. General elections should be made digital to eliminate human corruption and interference. Because in this country, people behave like animals, no longer humans. These systems are now utterly disgusting. Coming back to the Senate elections, there are around 11 seats up for grabs. Accusations of vote buying have already begun. Now, a few more questions arise from this recent journey and event. Who authorized Ali Amin Gandapur to issue this 90-day ultimatum? Why was the caravan allowed to pass through GT Road so easily? No resistance from the police, no tear gas? How was it possible for them to reach Jati Umrah without interference from the same Punjab government that usually blocks them at Attock Bridge? Where was Aliyah Hamza during this whole event, the chief organizer for Punjab? Why was she ignored or not consulted? Even the media, which usually ignores or negatively covers PTI, gave coverage to this event. Why? All these questions suggest this may have been a pre-planned event. Was this some kind of fixed match? Or was the intention just to cool down some party workers, bring a few people to the forefront and remove some others from the scene? These could be among the various possible objectives. But what I noticed was that today, the reactions to this event clearly showed that no one believed it was a genuine event or that it was genuinely intended to launch a movement for Imran Khan's release. Anyway, the final verdict will be known when the press conference is held. We'll see what kind of movement they actually announce, and that will show how serious they were. But still, the question remains valid, and I haven't seen PTI respond to it. How is it possible that they got permission to hold such an event in the heart of Punjab, Lahore, and also got media coverage without any obstacles or interruptions? And as I mentioned before, even the one or two people who were arrested were released later. So that's the whole story. Now let's see what comes out of this situation in the press conference. Now let's move on. Maulana Sahib also held a press conference today. He said that he believes the government in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is also based on rigging, and they want a change to come from within the government. On the surface, it seems that Maulana Fazlur Rahman wants Ali Amin Gandapur to no longer be the chief minister. That seems to be one possible meaning. Another possible interpretation is that PTI should be led by a different group, or perhaps some other group should take leadership. He may be hinting in that direction, that maybe some group will lead along with JUIF and try to form a coalition government. You can call it a forward bloc or anything else, but it's possible Maulana is pointing in that direction. As you know, there's already a political rivalry between Ali Amin and Maulana. Still, Maulana definitely hinted at wanting change in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, so that's another important point. What does this desire for change indicate? Could Maulana play an important role in bringing change to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in the coming days? Let me say this. There's currently no indication that Ali Amin should be replaced. From all I've told you, you can guess that if Ali Amin was problematic for someone, they would have moved forward with Maulana and other parties to bring about change. But right now, I don't think anyone has a problem with Ali Amin, and so there's no visible reason to remove him. That's the whole story of Maulana's press conference. Now let's talk about an event that happened today. Basically, a video came out. Actually, there was a previous video as well on a rainy day, when Lahore residents were suffering due to flooding. There was this man. Everyone called him Chacha Ji, or Uncle. He was wearing a raincoat and riding a motorcycle that was submerged in water. He caught the attention of a media crew out for coverage, and he told them to come listen to him. Then he cursed Maryam Nawaz and used very inappropriate language for the field marshal. He cursed the whole government, saying such a regime has been imposed on us, and so on. He expressed his grief and anger, and he insisted they upload the video online. He expressed himself passionately, even adding a bit of Punjabi flair to it. Now look, no one can defend the use of abusive language. I believe abuse is not a proper way to express your opinion. If you're angry, criticize, say, "What has Maryam Nawaz done?" or criticize the establishment, but don't use abuse. Still, he said what he said in his natural way. As soon as I saw that video, just between us, I immediately told my husband, "Pasha Sahib, mark my words, this man is going to get arrested." Because if people are getting furs filed against them on Facebook comments, then this Chacha Ji is openly cursing on camera. He's not going to be spared. And that's exactly what happened. A new video of him appeared today. This time he was apologizing for what he said in the previous video. He praised Maryam Nawaz and said, "Long live the Pakistan Army." That video was released. But before that video even reached everyone, a photo was also circulated. It showed Chacha Ji sitting in a police van with an officer beside him. This made it obvious that he had been arrested, and then the apology video was made. Now it's not hard to guess. If someone is in custody, the police can make them say anything. As we all know, our police can even make an elephant admit it's a goat. So, two questions arise here. First, I'll repeat. I do not support the use of abusive language. Criticism is fine, but abuse is not. Second, what was the case against Chacha Ji? When his arrest photo came out, the natural question is, under what charges, under what FIR was he arrested? That should be made clear. And if you make a forced video after arrest, do you really think that will erase the effect of the first video? If anything, it strengthens the perception that people are not allowed to criticize imposed governments. It reinforces what he said. So if you make someone record an apology, will that change everyone's thoughts? This Chacha Ji was gaining a lot of popularity. People felt he truly expressed their emotions. Again, I'll say I can never support abuse. But I've told you many times, if you go out into the markets and talk to people, you'll hear what they're saying about this government. That Chacha Ji just said one curse. Others are literally raising their hands to the sky, cursing and praying against these leaders. How many people will you arrest? Let me tell you another incident. I went to visit my mother today, and I heard some news. A few daily wage workers who sell things on carts or small stalls had their setups removed in the name of clearing encroachments. I spoke to them, and the words they used for the authorities and the curses they were giving, you can't even imagine. Now, I'm not saying illegal setup should be allowed, but this kind of enforcement happens in countries where people have food to eat or are given alternative options. Here, when there's no medicine in the house, no flour in the container, who cares whether the nameplate outside looks good or not? People first worry if there's food in the house. So the question is, when you removed these people's stalls, did you also provide them any alternative source of income? You went and kicked away the only source of a poor man's livelihood. Did you go back and check whether that family had food the next day? You just removed it, saying it's illegal. But the state's responsibility doesn't end there. If you're enforcing laws, the state should also ensure those people have a way to survive. You can't give them basic facilities, and when they try to fend for themselves, you destroy even that. Then where should they go? Should they start committing crimes just to feed themselves? Chacha Ji just said one curse. People out there are saying much worse. If only you could hear what the public is really saying, you'd want to tear your hair out. Finally, let's enjoy Shahbaz Sharif's joke, where he says, "When God asks me what I've done, I'll say, I worked on merit." Sorry, I'm laughing, but to me, that's nothing more than a joke. A person who didn't even win 17 seats, who didn't come to power on merit, is claiming he's doing everything based on merit. This is not just ridiculous. It's an insult to the people's intelligence. Everyone knows how you came to power. At least don't torture people further with such absurd statements that make them want to bang their heads against the wall. Have some mercy on the public. That wraps up our translation of Samina Pasha's video. I hope this English version helped you understand her message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.